Hello, everybody. Welcome to HBMA Live. I have Kurt Gallagher, HBMA Executive Director with me, and Emily Osetek, President of HBMA. Kurt.
Welcome, everybody, to this inaugural broadcast of HBMA Live. We're so glad you joined us. This is an exciting new initiative that HBMA has to get out there among the members. Even though we can't be in person, we can still join you in your offices, and we can do what HBMA has always done, and that's foster dialogue and networking. So with that, we have our fabulous host today, Kunal Jain of Practiceforces, and of course, my co-guest, Emily Osetek, you're president of HBMA. Kunal, I'll turn it back over to you. I know you're going to facilitate this discussion, so thank you so much for stepping up with this idea to create this innovative program for the HBMA community.
No, you know what, Kurt? I have a huge association with HBMA, and when I was selected to come on a board with HBMA, I was so excited because all of my career for last 20 years in RCM industry, one thing which always, struck to me and triggered my interest into making healthcare industry better and better, that I always had an amazing wisdom of our industry association, which is HBMA, at my side. I was able to do much better for our clients just because whenever we had some kind of new initiative coming from Medicare, Medicaid, insurance companies, we always go back and look at the resources we have at our disposal from HBMA. So this is purely for me, it's a giving back because I was so excited about coming on board with HBMA and, contributing more. And I think that's the case with probably Emily and yourself, because you just told me you came in 2018 with HBMA, and that's a fantastic journey so far. So no, I'm very proud to be an HBMA member and HBMA board member for last, I think our association goes back for 15 years. My first association was, I think I attended, the first one was in Arizona. And we had a session by, I think, Jeff Taub. He has a program called Coloring Outside the Line. And that was the first program I ever attended. I don't know, Emily, if you remember him.
I've heard, yes.
Amazing, a very sweet guy. He's my friend forever. And from that time, we became friends like for last 15 years. He came to my book launch 2 years ago, right here at my, at Clearwater, Tampa. He traveled just for me. So we have a lifelong relationship and friendships in HBMA between billing companies, vendors, even BPO vendors back in India. So we have like global billing workforce, and it's a great relationship which I have developed. So I'm very proud. That makes me feel very proud about HBMA. So thank you very much. What do you think, Emily? How's your association? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I'll tell you a little bit about me. I'm the COO of Pettigrew Medical, and that is a global company as well. And I've been with them right at 2 years. I actually sold my company to Pettigrew 2 years ago, and it's been an excellent opportunity for me at this point because this company is so much larger now. I've been with HBMA for 18 years, I think. 2003 might be when I joined. And the reason I joined is because I was working with RCM companies at that time. And this is, HBMA has been the only company that can provide the information and the education for RCM companies specifically, which is wonderful. And so I had the fever, I had the passion, I loved it. So I ended up purchasing my own billing company. And that was in 2004. And
wow. So you were a member even before, and then you went ahead and purchased a medical billing company. Wow, that was a huge, huge daring initiative. Wow.
Well, yeah, it's almost like I just wanted to, I was like, why couldn't I do this myself in where I live in Charleston, South Carolina? Because I was flying all over the place.
Right.
And it was like, come on, my husband was in Europe and I'm here, I'm, in Texas or, Chicago or whatever. And so, I said, this isn't going to work. And so I, found a billing company in Charleston, very tiny at that point, and purchased it and held on to it for 16 years and grew it. I think we even actually kept almost all of our original clients. I think it was like 6 or 8 clients when I
Wow.
bought the company, and we kept them. The ones that we don't have retired, okay, or sold their practice or whatnot. So, but I, definitely grew it to, I don't know, probably I'd say about 50 clients in
That's
total.
fantastic. Across the board, like all kind of specialties.
Yes, primarily we did a lot of, we still do a lot of hospitalists, but we also do, a lot of, private practices anywhere from the head to the toes. Okay, we do quite a bit of psych. We have podiatry, we have dermatology, we have anesthesia. So it was really a good fit when I sold to Pettigrew. Okay, Pettigrew is actually really big in ER, but they also have that physician services end of it. So
you kept the same name, huh?
Do what?
You kept the same name, right? What you bought? Branding? You kept the same brand
No,
name?
no.
You
I had SourceNet Medical Billing Associates, so of course I became a part of Pettigrew.
Oh,
okay, and so that worked really well. But to be in the RCM industry, you have to have the passion.
Yes.
And that's what it is. You have that passion, and because this industry is always changing, I think that's why I like it so much, because you don't get bored, for sure. There's always something happening, something's changing. Almost like every 2 years, something's going to come down from the government to be able to make us change our systems, change our processes or whatever. And that's where HBMA comes in, because we have that information and the knowledge, and we can share that with all of our members. And, those are other RCM companies, or they are individual members, CBO members. So we have a lot of different members within HBMA, which is very nice. A lot of diversity, I guess.
When did you come on board as a president of HBMA?
HBMA, that was last year, actually.
Oh, fantastic. I think, we all came on the board.
Yeah. I guess this is really my first year as president, but prior to that, I'd been on the board for 3 years. Kurt was on.
Hard.
I might have been on it 6 years, 2 sessions.
Yeah.
This
I think you came on board in 2018. Tell us a little bit how HBMA have been helping people like me, Emily, and our friends, vendors, and all of these people. And I know you've been with HBMA for almost 3 years now.
Just about, yeah. It'll be 3 years in July. So I'm the newbie still. But, one thing that really impressed me about HBMA is just the community of sharing. I've worked for a number of organizations and nonprofits, and they all come together to collaborate, to share information and knowledge. But in HBMA, it's at a different level than I've seen in other industries and other organizations. It really is in the DNA of HBMA to help one another out, to make sure that the industry is well served and well represented. Whether it be questions posted on our message board and members actually sharing answers about how to solve problems.
I love that.
It is great, and it's
mentoring, yes,
and it's unusual in that way, that sort of openness, and just also really seeing the genuine friendships at HBMA conferences. Members who have known each other for years.
Yeah.
Some of them go on vacations together, and they they spend time together. All the people who give hugs. Not everyone's into hugs, and that's okay if you're not. But you do see a lot of hugs at the HBMA. Conferences too, and it's a really different culture. Again, in terms of the collaboration and sharing, it's something special.
You are absolutely right. See, one of my motivation to come to HBMA, I just wait for the conference, and I think we have a new conference coming up in person. And that's indeed in Dallas, right?
Dallas,
yeah. So tell us, Emily, about it. Why are we so excited about it? What's coming on?
Well, I'm so excited.
We have a lot of passion and common things about it.
I'm excited because we get to actually see people. This is an in-person conference. Last year we did a virtual conference, which actually went very, very well. But this time, we're going to do it live, and we'll see everybody in person. We'll have some great education. We'll also see all of our vendors and our sponsors, because it's been 1.5 years, and a lot of things have changed in our industry. Okay, a lot of telehealth and things like that. So I'm excited to see, what are some of the new initiatives or new technology, artificial intelligence, whatnot. So I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I know. Every time I come to HBMA conference, sometimes you're scared. I'm scared about the technology coming up, replacing some of the human, touches and all of that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a lot of education, it just gives you a different outlook to see the things. Yeah.
But it never really replaces the humans. They always say that robotics
Right.
replace the humans, but what happens, I think it takes our staff to a higher level where they're more of a QA, okay, quality assurance,
Correct.
or more into client service or whatever. So I'm excited about
I
it.
call it like a tree. So it's going to be our wisdom tree.
Sure.
So I see HBMA as like a wisdom tree. We have a lot of branches and everybody is going into different directions, but still we all are connected. And, we love each other. Like our vendors, 2 weeks ago, I was just looking for some kind of service and it just reminded me, I met somebody in HBMA. Probably have seen me that I sent an email to a lot of people that I want to know where is that guy. And I was able to connect with him. So it's a wonderful family. We'll love it. So tell us, Kurt, a little bit about this upcoming conference. We want to know all about it.
Yeah, well, as Emily mentioned, we're returning to live events this year, so we're really excited about that. We're one of maybe the earlier healthcare organizations having a conference in early September, September 8th through the 10th in Dallas.
September 8th to the 10th in Dallas. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, and so, we've got our educational program almost done. We're confirming with all our speakers. So over the next couple of weeks, we'll be able to announce all those sessions. I don't want to get ahead of our committee or surprise them in our speakers, but we're in the process of having all those confirmations. But it's really, I think, innovative and dynamic program. It really is, looking at the needs, as Emily indicated, the changes that have occurred in the industry, how the industry has evolved, what it's going to look like after COVID. There are a lot of changes. We've been working through it. And I'm proud to say that HBMA has really been at the forefront of that. I remember a year ago when we had to scramble, we organized about 10 webinars in about 8 weeks. And they were all about responding to the pandemic, whether it was switching to remote operations, how to operate once you are working remotely, how to, understand what all these, federal assistance programs are, take advantage of those systems, keeping up with the telehealth rules, and then hearing from colleagues about how they were handling it. We had a number of member panels where, again, members were willing to share, be vulnerable, share what was going on with them, what they've learned through the experience and how they got through it, and, sharing information and perspectives that help other members. And there'll be more of that in Dallas.
So when it comes to the membership, most people have a question, because now HBMA is serving the whole, it's completely a paradigm shift. It's just not the RCM industry. It's billers, coders, and then we have, I think our education committee has come up with some kind of programs also, some kind of certifications. And we are also having a lot of attention from global companies because there are people who are using India as their outsource and offshore vendors. And there are a lot of certified billers who are across the borders. So tell us a little bit about your membership structure, because that's very important in our inaugural session for people to understand it who are not our members and want to be associated with HBMA in some way. Not only online, offline, but in some way they want to explore the resources we have. They want to, understand the educational resources we have. Because one of the most powerful, thing, or one of the most powerful asset I say HBMA has is our collective wisdom.
Absolutely.
And that's what I really care about. And Emily, as you said, that it's a passion to help physicians. And I call it a passion to help physicians and passion to protect physicians, because both the things are very important. So tell us a little bit about how our membership works and what are the, what are the options available for anybody who is equally passionate about helping physicians.
Kurt, do you want to take that?
Yeah, and Emily, you can jump in as well to add to it. So, our core membership are the revenue cycle management company. So, traditionally or more historically, they were called medical billing, but that function is expanded. And, HBMA actually changed its terminology a couple of years ago, back in 2017, to have a more holistic view of medical billing and switching over to revenue cycle management. So those are our core members, and they can be in the form of companies or individuals. We've got a lot of smaller members, but we also have a wide range of diversity. We've got, companies where it might be a sole proprietorship to companies with hundreds or sometimes thousands of employees that are working across the country and around the globe. And so we support all of those companies. But again, some people may want to come in as an individual member to start out. There might be a smaller company, kind of the way Emily described.
Yeah.
In 2004 when she bought her medical billing company.
Yeah.
And we, and that's something that's exciting about HBMA, seeing those smaller companies come in, learn, grow, expand, and maybe do what Emily did, eventually sell their business and become an even bigger company.
Yeah.
So we do see that. We also have, as our members, leading vendors in the space. And so they, provide all the services that RCM companies need to operate. And then there's another sort of core membership that's similar to the RCM companies, but it's a little bit different. Those are professional billing departments, or central billing offices, as maybe a little more commonly called. And again,
like MSOs you were talking about.
Yeah. And again, there we have the companies that can join, or there may be some that join individually, whether it's a small company with one or a small number of employees, or it might be an employee of a larger company that wants to get involved in HBMA. The advantage of the corporate members is that those corporate members have the ability to have all of their employees access benefits and programs. So we have webinars on at least a monthly basis, but sometimes more frequently than that. And if it's a company membership, all those employees of the company can access those benefits. And that's something that I don't think our members realize, or maybe have.
It's a huge benefit, I can tell you.
Yeah.
I have explored virtually every document which is stored in our portal.
Mm-hmm.
I was so passionate when I was starting my business, and there was these resources are very expensive. Because if you go out and seek a consultation from an attorney or from CPA or from somebody who knows healthcare, nobody knows healthcare 100%, I can tell you. Nobody knows.
Right.
We don't know. And that's why this collective wisdom and this, document sharing on portal. And as soon as the new document comes, our portal sends an email. I love it. That functionality is great, and it's a great asset for our memberships. I still have my original contract, which I picked up or I stole from your portal. It was available.
Well, that's what it's there for, right?
I think that's where my original contract came
there you
from.
go. Yeah.
And then I handed it over to an attorney, and they kind of added.
We did all.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, I'm telling you,
It works. Yeah.
We have the information to help build your business or your company. Okay, if it isn't an RCM company.
That's a very, very, we are empowering small business owners who wants to help physicians. So I think that's an amazing underlying mission, and that's been working for many, many years. So this is great. Now we are having some great conversation. You know how many people are live? They're watching. I've got 50 people who said thumbs up. We have got 3 people who have they are extremely alert. Oh my God, they're doing a great thing. So
good.
Glad to see those. So thank you very much, everybody. Please write your comments in the section. We can read it. If you have any question about the conference, post it right here. Me, Kurt, Emily, we are equally excited to see all of you guys in the conference. So we want to keep this between 20 to 25 minutes. It's almost 19 minutes we have been talking about. Let's jump into one more thing, which I was very excited to talk about. Mm-hmm. What's there in the store for our sponsors and vendors? Because it's very important to look after them and their interest. We are a large community. We are a very large community, and we are going to be larger even. Because my hope is we become 10 times more powerful, 10 times larger. And this is our first session. Now think about it. If everybody who is listening us, and if they like this, what we're talking about, share it with one more person. And that will make us, a larger community. So what's there in the store? So can you tell us a little bit about the sponsorships and the vendor opportunities we have as an organization?
Well, this is where their customers are. And this is why HBMA is the place to be. And we've got hundreds of RCM companies across the country. And we're coming off, I know we're all so disappointed and recovering from 2020. It was a horrible year. We know that. And that's why we're excited about this year, because it's an opportunity to put that behind us, this really dark chapter, and come into a period of light again. And for HBMA, we're rebuilding this year after a difficult year, but we're also coming off of what was a highly successful meeting in 2019. It was one of the largest conferences we had in terms of attendance, in terms of vendor support, a lot of excitement and momentum, and we're working to get that back. And so those vendors who come back, as Emily mentioned, it's been a year and a half since they've really been able to connect with their customers, right?
Right. And the other thing is that, through this year and a half and the pandemic, we've all changed a little bit. We have to say we have, like, in myself, I used to have in the Charleston office, our office was 5,000 square feet. We don't need that anymore. So we're now down to 2,000.
Wow.
Okay. So things have changed, and we're all doing, the telecommuting, the working from home, so there's such an opportunity for us as we looked at our organizations. We've been making changes. Okay. Just like with any organization, you may have some vendors you're working with, but you're always going to look at those contracts. And I can guarantee you almost every one of us, RCM businesses, we started looking at our contracts last year.
That's true.
Okay. Yep. And so at that point, we, are renegotiating with our current vendors, or maybe we need something else.
That's true.
Okay. We need to add something.
Evolving. The business is evolving. What do you
Exactly.
Do you use, Emily, any outsourced workforce, like offshore workforce? Do you use?
We actually have our own company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we do. We have 2 locations in India and 2 locations in the Philippines.
Oh, fantastic. And how are they doing right now?
Philippines, great. India, so
I know they're going through a whole
big surge. Big
I
surge.
have about 400 people in India, and we have the same situation. Everybody started working from home.
Yep.
We're looking at them. We are looking after them. We're just trying to support them. I mean, our heart goes out for them because the situation is really, really, very, very. It's a disaster, post-COVID disaster, I call it.
It is, and you know what? We had to, throughout the pandemic, all of a sudden, when you're talking about people offshore working from home, well, they might not have all the technology.
That's true.
That we have here. And so we had to invest in that.
That is true. We did too. We had
a lot of investment went into that so that they could work from home, and our processes would still work for our clients.
I know.
And so this second surge, it's almost like we were ready for it. We hate it, but we were ready for it. Okay, because we had brought most of our people back to the office.
Right. This is so, when the first surge happened, America was kind of in a disastrous mode, and India was much stronger. In the second surge, India is in a reverse mode. They are in a disastrous situation. Right. We have come out. So business is as usual. Now, they have to strengthen themselves, and the work from culture is going to evolve. So I think it would be like a blessing in disguise at some point that people will have just like the culture we have here, that we are equipped now, work from home, work from office, it doesn't matter. But it's a circle. And I think it had to happen. It just nobody was prepared for it.
Well, and we all use Zoom a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Or the GoToMeetings or whatever. I mean, this is the new normal, having conferences with our clients and with our staff offshore or onshore.
And that's why we are doing this HBMA Live.
Exactly.
We want to reach out to people and not only physical hugs, we want to give them virtual hugs. We are here to support. We are here to support the industry. This is fantastic communication we are having. I think we are going to end this particular session because we are going to have more sessions subsequently every Thursday afternoon, and we don't want people to extend their lunches. They already probably had their lunch and listening us for a long time. But we thank you, everybody who is listening. We thank you, people who are making their comments. This is a fantastic session. Any closing comments, Kurt, Emily, you guys have? I would love to have those.
I just want to say thank you, Kunal, for actually coming up with this idea. Because what we want to do is, HBMA wants to identify more opportunities on how can we reach out to our members or reach out to people that would like to become members or vendors with us. And I think this is was an excellent opportunity. And I thank everybody that's that actually joined and is watching today.
Oh, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm very proud, and I think Kurt and Emily, we all are very, Emily, you gave me a word today, passion. Passion is the word. So I want everybody who's listening, go walk away with this word, passion. Go out, help physicians, start new companies, and do well. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kunal. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.